I need somebody to help me. Not a student. I need one of the leaders. I need a leader with a shiny hat. Oh, there's only one. Come on. Come here. It's so simple.
What's his name?
It's so simple.
Why did you say
Ever say, it's so simple. Everybody say, hi, Mr. Chauncey.
Hi, Mr.
You're not
Chauncey.
Chauncey. This is Carlton. Carlton has a brother. Yeah, that's hard to see. And I am bad with names. But this is Carlton. Everybody say, hi, Carlton.
Hi.
Say, nice to see you, Carlton.
Nice to see you.
Well, he's. So, are you ready? This is awesome. Okay. So what we're going to do here is I've got a story to tell. A story. And I've got these cue cards over here, Carlton. Cue cards. And what we're going to do is this. You see, I'm going to get to a part of the story, and you're going to have to find the cue card. It gives them instructions on what they need to do. Can you see, Lucy?
No.
You want to slide over to that next chair so you can see what's going on? He's going to find, say I'm talking about like something really good happens. And you guys, it's really good. And he's going to hold up a cue card that says, applause. And that means all of you have to, oh come on, this is applause. It doesn't say clap quietly like you're at a golf tournament. It says applause. Applause like your favorite football team just won the Super Bowl. Yay! All right. Clap like you just found a unicorn, Lucy. That's it? I thought you'd be happier.
I wouldn't clap when you clap.
Yeah, don't clap. You might scare it away. Unicorns like quiet. That's a horse. This is a real horse. Are you ready, Carlton? Do you think you can handle this most difficult assignment? I thought you could do. All right, Carlton's going to help me because I need your help today to make this story exciting. Are you ready? Are you ready? All right, Jackson, come on, buddy, pay attention. So today, you guys are my studio audience, and we're going to be on the air. Have you guys ever watched a show where it sounds like everybody's laughing during the show? That's going to be your job. That's going to be your job. You don't have to laugh the whole time. But when Carlton holds up the sign, you got to follow the directions, okay? Got it? So we practiced. Do you guys need another practice round?
Oh, no.
No? You guys are good?
No.
You guys are sign following professionals now?
Yeah.
Excellent. So, today we're picking up our story with God's people. We're talking about the Israelites. Jackson, can you go please sit with Mr. Liam? Thank you, buddy. Now, the Israelites lived as slaves in Egypt for hundreds of years. The Egyptians fed them well so they could stay strong. Bless you. But they were still slaves. They were still held captive. They were forced to do hard work every day for hours. I know, right? In the hot sun. It was basically they were held prisoner and they were paid with food. But that all changed when somebody showed up. Who showed up? Moses showed up. That's right. It all changed when Moses showed up and he led them all out of Egypt and out of slavery from the Egyptians. God protected his people as they escaped. He even guided them through the middle of where? The Red Sea. That's right. He guided them through the middle of the Red Sea and got them to a special land that he had prepared for them. The Promised Land. That's right. And that was great. But they had to travel through... They had to travel through the land of sneezes. No, not the land of sneezes. They had to travel through the... there probably was some storms. That's right. They had to go through the wilderness. Thank you, Angel. They had to go through a desert to get there. I know. Oh, man. In the desert, it's hot. Like, not hot like we think of hot. Not like oh my goodness, it's 87 degrees, it's so hot. But like hot. Like we're talking 100 degrees plus. No trees, no water. I mean, when we get hot days, we can go to the beach.
Yeah.
When we got hot days during the desert, you just go to the desert. There's no place else to go. You're stuck. There's not much to eat. There's nothing to drink. There is no, like, Starbucks built into a sand dune where you can get something to refresh yourself. So the people got hungry. There's cactus sometimes. Sometimes. They got hungry, and they told Moses and his brother Aaron they weren't happy. They started complaining a little bit. And listen to this. The Israelites told this to Moses and Aaron. They were like, you brought us out of Egypt, but there's no food. We're hungry. Our children are hungry. We're hungry. They started complaining louder. In Egypt, we sat around pots of meat. We ate all the food we wanted, but you brought us out into this desert. They kept complaining. Moses, Aaron, you must want us all to die of starvation. More complaints. Oh my gosh. These people, they were not happy at all, were they? They were really not happy. Can you believe what they said to Moses and Aaron? They told them they would rather have died in Egypt as slaves than to live free where they were. Isn't that crazy? However, God had a plan for Moses, Aaron, and the people of Israel. I guess. We weren't there yet, but I guess that works. This is what God told them. He said that he would provide for them. Every day he would make sure they had something to eat in the morning, and something to eat in the evening. And that he was going to be the one that gave it. That means they didn't have to worry. How do you know? You don't even know what you're getting yet. You're just guessing it's going to be yummy. I mean, what if God was like, you're getting rutabaga stew. You guys are like, what's a rutabaga? You don't want to eat it. It's not disgusting, but it is, let's just put it this way, it's not a cupcake. No, it is not. So, God's going to take care of them, and that's pretty great. The people were like, we're hungry, we're starving, and God said, hey, guess what? I got you. We're going to take care of this. We got it. God told them he was going to send them bread from heaven. Heavenly bread. Angel knows what it's called. That's right. It's called manna.
Imagine having bread from heaven and how good that would taste.
Bread from heaven. I mean, I don't like bread from my grandma was really good. So bread from heaven must be better. All they had to do was gather up enough. And on the 6th day of the week, they'd have leftovers for Sunday. Because God said on the 7th day, you don't have to work. You have to rest. So that's exactly what Moses and Aaron told the people. They said that God would send the meat in the evening and the bread in the morning. And get this. The glory of God showed up. And they could see it in the clouds. They could see God's glory in the clouds. Messiah.
In the Bible, this morning I read the Bible, it said how Moses said and how Moses was one of God's servants.
Yes, Moses was definitely a servant of God. So, now imagine this. Have you guys ever watched a sunset over a lake?
Yeah.
Is it beautiful?
Yeah.
Imagine this. Imagine this. The glory of God in the sky and in the clouds is even more majestic, even more beautiful, even more amazing than any sunset you could see, even more amazing than any fireworks you could say. You'd see it and you'd be like, wow. It's just so beautiful and so amazing. Good time. That very evening, after they had a delicious breakfast of manna, another amazing thing happened. They were thinking, God said we were going to have meat at night, but he gave us bread this morning. Where's the meat? And that night, thousands of quail. Do you know what quail are?
Yes, birds.
They're a little bird.
I read it on the Bible.
They're a little bird.
They have a little touch. They have a little feather touch.
They have a little Q feather on top of their head. That's how you know it's a quail. Q. But they're birds, about that size. Thousands of them came and covered the camp where the Israelites were. Not only did they come, but they were easy to catch. The Israelites had the meat. And these birds, guess what? If you've never had quail, quail is yum, yum, yum. Yeah, it's good to eat. Then in the morning, they ate the quail at night, and in the morning, they woke up. And after the dew was gone off the ground, there was manna. There was a light, flaky bread substance on the ground. God provided them with manna. And the Bible tells us that they tasted like honey. Bread that tasted like honey that came from heaven. Each person got to take about 3 pounds of it for each person living in the tent. And they ate the manna and they were like, yummy, yum, yum. It's good stuff. They loved it. It was great. While God provided bread every morning and quail every evening, she kept leading the Israelites through the desert, camping different places. One such place was called Rephidim. But when God's people got there, they found that they had run out of water. There was no water to drink. So can you guys guess what they did?
They complained.
They did. They started to complain again. Oh man, I'm thirsty. My tongue's stuck to the top of my mouth like there's peanut butter in it. Oh, the curds are all right. Yep, they started to complain and argue with Moses again. They whined about how thirsty they were and complained a little bit more. They told Moses that they weren't happy with him. They complained even more. Moses, why did you bring us out of Egypt? Did you want us to die of thirst? Before they were going to die of hunger, now they're going to die of thirst. They complained even more. I know, right? So much drama. So much drama. As you might imagine, Moses was probably getting pretty tired of hearing all the complaining. He was like, what am I going to do with these people? So Moses, where did he go? I got to find him. I'll be right back. I'm going to go downstairs.
We are downstairs.
Moses took his staff and he was like,
Did you turn it into a snake?
he did not. He went to God. He went to talk to God. And he's like,
Moses is that tall?
what in the world am I supposed to do with these people? They complain they're hungry. We get them food. They complain they're thirsty. They're not happy with being free. They say they'd rather be slaves
I'm hangry.
than where they're. They were. The Israelites were a very hangry people. They were hangry. For those of you who do not know what hangry means, it means you're hungry and you're angry about it. You're hangry. All right. What in the world am I supposed to do with these people? They want water. There is no water. Where am I supposed to get water for them? So God says to Moses, take your staff. And Moses takes his staff.
And turn it into a snake?
And he says, don't turn it into a snake because we already played that game. We already did that. That was for Pharaoh.
Fine.
I want you to take your staff. And I want you to go to the rock at Mount Horeb.
Oh yeah, and then No one can touch
And I
it.
want you to
Oh,
strike
I'm
the
scared.
rock. So Moses takes his staff
And then, no, don't do it again.
and goes to the rock, Mount Horeb. And God told him to strike the rock. So he was like, he struck the rock. And you know what happened?
What?
Water came gushing out of the rock. Water. And all of a sudden the Israelites had water to drink.
Yes, yes.
I believe, yeah, we got a water noise. They're like, you know that noise you hear at the drinking fountain when you walk by it? Yeah, that's what's going on. You know what, Carlton? Good job. Everybody give Carlton a round of applause. You should hold up the sign. Thank you, Carlton. Thank you so much. Thank you. Woo, you're a hero. Carlton. Yep, there we go. Now,
Stop it.
all along the way,
No, we're not doing it.
okay, wait, Lucy. All along the way, God gave his people,
Chocolate.
what did he give them?
Chocolate.
He gave them what they needed. That's right. All along the journey, God gave his people what they needed. Not only did he give them what they needed, he gave it to them when they needed it. He never left them alone. He never forgot about them. All right, I need ears open, mouths closed. Ears open, mouths closed. He never forgot about the Israelites. Each time he gave them what they needed when they needed it. He provided for them. But for some reason, was it ever enough? No. They were so focused on what they had when they were in Egypt, when they were slaves, that they kept missing what God was giving them right then and right there. Did you know that we do that too?
No.
We do.
I know.
We get caught up in the way things used to be, or the way we wish they could be. We forget to pay attention to what God is doing in our lives right now. Messiah. One moment, please. Lucy.
She keeps on doing
Okay. Yep. She's gonna stop. She's good. We got it. We forget to pay attention to what God has already given us. What he's doing for us right now. Like with Lucy. Lucy's got a bag of pennies that she wanted to give, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I know.
You got a bag of pennies. Should you be happy you have a bag of
I'm
pennies?
gonna buy stuff with these.
What if I had a bag of quarters?
Quarters? What is that? They're even more money.
Even more money.
I wish I had that a quarter.
But should you learn to be happy with what you do have? Because you have a bag of pennies.
At least I have money.
So you should be happy with what you already have,
I'm
right?
gonna put them in my piggy bank.
That is awesome. That is a great idea.
I'm gonna buy a lot of stuff with everything.
Jackson's got a chocolate donut he won in the game earlier today, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Jackson, what if I had a chocolate cake?
It would be better.
A whole chocolate cake. It would be better. It would be bigger. But can you still be happy with your chocolate donut even if I have a chocolate cake?
No.
Yes, you can because you have
Your own thing.
chocolate
People have
donut.
the chocolate donut.
Brandon, you've got a baggie full of hot chocolate mix.
I'm not gonna do that.
Okay. I have nothing for that. Unless I had like a big box of hot chocolate mix. I have you've got a baggie of hot chocolate mix. What if I had like a gallon of chocolate milk? Oh well, you can still be happy with what you have, right?
What you eat?
Contentment is deciding to be okay with what you have. That's what we've been learning all month, is how to do that and what that means. Today, what I want you to remember, this is what I want you to walk away and remember today, is don't miss out on what you have now. There are things you could have in the past. There are things you may have in the future. But the things you have to worry about are what? Right now. The things you have now. That is what you should be focused on. What are some of the, we do this all the time, but let's do it again right now. What are some of the things we can be grateful for that we have right now, aside.
All of the work that they've done, like all the work on his decoration stuff.
So for the kids' church stuff, all the work that goes into kids' church, okay, Landon.
Kitties and families and a house and
You're gonna name everything: your cats, your family, your house.
toys.
Phoenix,
Clothes.
clothes. Jonathan,
Life.
life. You said life or light?
Life.
Life. Angel. Be thankful for God. We've always got God. Even when it feels like we may not have anything else, we've got Jesus. Carlton.
O2.
O2. It is. Everybody go. You've got air. You've got oxygen. You've got something to be thankful for. David. H2O. Water is good. Did you know that water is my favorite drink?
Yeah.
Did you know that water turned into coffee is also one of my favorite drinks? Liam.
There is also something called the animals that supply us.
Huh.
They give us food.
We have so much stuff that if we stop and think about stuff we have now, like milk. You got milk? Where is the milk? Is it in your pocket? That's gross. Milk in your pocket. But we have so much stuff we have right now that we can be grateful for. So today's bottom line, everybody say this with me. Don't miss out on what you have now. Don't be so concerned about what you could have that you forget about what you do have. Who said that? Who said that? Was that in the back? Thank you. Thank you very much. That's right. So let's talk to God today. We're going to pray and ask Him to help us focus on what He's doing right in front of us. We need His help to be able to choose to be content. Because contentment is not having enough. Contentment is deciding to be okay.
with what you have.
Even if you don't think you have enough, contentment means you're deciding to be okay. So let's all bow our heads. We're going to pray here real quick. God, we just want to thank you for giving us what we need when we need it. You are an amazing God, and you provide all of our needs. You provide everything that we need. We know we can trust you no matter what. Please help us to focus on you and see all the ways that you are there for us. When we wish things in our lives could be different, help us to stop and to choose, to make a decision to be content with the things that you've given us. Please help us see all the great things you're doing in our lives right now. Jesus, we love you, and we ask these things in your name. Amen.
Amen.